Virginia is for lovers of freedom. Yeah. What a better place than in Virginia, the home of George Washington, George Mason, Patrick Henry, Thomas Jefferson, just to name a few. What a place to inspire the cause of freedom in our countrymen. These men, they knew how precious freedom was, and they were willing to fight against the formidable world power of their time to guarantee our rights and to guarantee our freedoms that only come from God and not government. Even after our independence, our founding fathers knew that our God-given rights must be jealously guarded. Many states, including here in Virginia, only passed the Constitution by 10 votes. And the reason being was that they demanded that a Bill of Rights be included in our Constitution. So let's take a closer look at the loss of freedom and rights that we are experiencing today. Over half your money is taken by the government, by taxes. Let me name just a handful. National income tax, state income tax, sales tax, Social Security tax, property tax, gas tax, the dog tax, the fish license tax, the liquor tax, the utility tax, and that's just a few. I would rather say that Virginia is for lovers of freedom. Listen to what John Marshall said. An unlimited power to tax involves necessarily a power to destroy. That is the path we are on. What else can we track that the government has done? We have a national debt of $11 trillion that we are leaving our children. We have nationalized the auto industry. We have nationalized banks. We are using taxpayer money to fund abortions. And furthermore, the government, as of late, would like to tell you how much energy that you can use and tax you for it. They want to tell you what kind of car you can drive, what you can eat or drink, a tax on vending machines in New York. They want to tell you what doctors you can see, what drugs you can take, and when you are allowed treatment. And the list goes on. But I say in Virginia that we are lovers of freedom. Do you want freedom, or do you want the heavy hand of government? I say freedom. That's right. But you know, our problem, as long as the list is, our problem is not with taxes or deficits or nationalized health care or bureaucracies per se. We have, I believe, a much more fundamental problem. We have forsaken virtue, abandoned the ideas of restraint, and rejected personal responsibility. You know, this is not about a president or about liberal Democrats. Republicans have been accomplices in propagating a culture of immorality, of spending, of doling out favors, and advocating government programs that they would like us to believe is the cure-all for all our problems. How is that any different than what the president or the Democrats believe? This obsession to continually expand government is a political pandemic at all levels of government and across all party lines.
New World Order!
We cannot continue to hand over our money, abdicate our responsibilities to government, and then expect a positive future. That is not how it works. More government always means less freedom. Are we for freedom? Yes!
National strike November.
Hear me now. The moment that we value and entrust government above our personal freedom is the very moment that we lose all benefits of government and surrender our freedom. Government charity, as they would like to call it, has never made our nation great. It has never made our nation great. We, the people, make our nation great. Do you believe that? We do. Listen to what our own Virginia Declaration of Rights said. This was written by George Mason. Listen to how appropriate it is. That no free government or the blessings of liberty can be preserved to any people but by a firm adherence to justice, moderation, temperance, frugality, we're missing out on that, and virtue, and by frequent recurrence to fundamental principles. Listen to what Benjamin Franklin said, and as you listen to it, keep in mind nationalized health care and cap and trade. They that can give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety.
Yeah!
Benjamin Franklin said that. Our founding fathers realized the hypnotic enticement of power and control and the proclivity towards tyranny. This is exactly why they set up the complex set of checks and balances. What did Thomas Jefferson say on this matter? Quote, to take a single step outside the boundaries that are thus drawn by to the powers of Congress is to take possession of a boundless field of power, no longer susceptible to any definition. Our freedom cannot be preserved unless we reverse our dependence on government. Until we are willing to do more for ourselves and our community, our freedoms will continue to erode. So I would close with this. Let's agree on principles.
That's what I mean.
Let's agree on message. Let's agree to be committed to our cause of freedom and rights.
Look.
Let's agree that the battle isn't too long, that the relationships aren't too challenging, and that the personal sacrifice isn't too large. Let's agree that what our country needs is not more government involvement, but more of our involvement. Let's agree that freedom is always preferred to a heavy hand of government. And finally, let's agree that Virginia is for lovers of freedom. Thank you.